Hey, it's Cal Ewing here, coming at you from my car again, as I typically do, waiting for my daughter to get off the school bus. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the parallels of coaching a fast pitch softball team and running a real estate business. So I coach my oldest daughter's high school fast pitch team, and it's one of the things I love to do more than almost anything. I think I love it more than even my daughter likes to play. And we right now in the season are 0-8. We have not yet had a win. And I was thinking about kind of how that feels, how I feel about it, but also how the frustration I'm seeing in the girls as we're trying really hard, but we just can't quite get that W. And it reminded me a lot of when I was really big into wholesaling real estate, had a wholesaling business, and some of the feelings I would get when deals would go south. And sometimes making offers and thinking you got one, got a fish on your line, a good deal, and something happens and the deal falls through. And you get all your hopes up and then it just doesn't work. And then next deal comes and it does work. And I'm sure that's true with many businesses, especially when you're starting out. You get a lot of hope and then a lot of disappointment, and you're having to deal with that. And so I wanted to shoot a video today just kind of comparing the two, of being a coach on a sports team and how that also relates to being, you know, the owner of your own real estate investing company, and how you're in charge of all the decisions. Most people have other people underneath them, whether that's a team of virtual assistants or other employees, and you're responsible for them and trying to get the most out of them, the most productivity and results out of them as the owner of the company. But when it comes down to is you're the boss and it's all up to you. And so I just want to draw a couple parallels between being the coach and running your own business. So I think when you're at that point in your business where you're feeling like things aren't quite working the way you want them to, it all starts with you. So it starts out with taking ownership, as you are the boss, you are the owner of the company. And you really, I think, at least I do, have to self-reflect and think about, you know, what's going wrong and what can I do better. And I was thinking about that last night when we had our loss, a tough loss. We lost by 2 runs last night. And just thinking about things that I could do differently to help get the most out of the girls, whether that's maybe changing the way I teach or run practices, or maybe doing different drills, or maybe approaching it from just the way I handle the team from a different aspect or angle, to just try and draw more confidence out of the girls and better play, right? And the same thing goes with your business systems. You got to sit back, and if things aren't going the way you want, you're not getting the results you want, the number of deals you want, the KPIs aren't being met, maybe your income goals aren't being met. It's time to evaluate, what are you doing and what could be different. So whether that's the amount of time you put into your business, or the way you're leading your team, the instructions you're giving them, or maybe it's certain decisions, the way you're handling your marketing, the way you're negotiating with sellers or with vendors, the way you're approaching your private money lenders if it's a lack of funding. So I think it starts out with yourself and looking at, what actions are you taking that might not be working, and where could you modify them? What could you try differently? And sometimes it might be, well, what don't you know, right? So when it comes to softball, I haven't been doing all that much, so there's a lot I need to probably learn as a coach. So I think, well, how could I learn to be a better coach? There's obviously things I don't know. And so that when it comes to sports, it could be just sitting down with another coach that's been doing it longer, or getting on YouTube and just watching videos and learning new approaches, right? And it's the same with real estate investing. It might be hiring a mentor, or sitting down with a veteran real estate investor or an attorney, or maybe it is sitting in front of YouTube or getting on Bigger Pockets or that kind of thing. But finding people that are getting the results that you want, picking their brains and seeing what you can do to change your approach. Okay. So then beyond yourself, then you can look at your team, right? So now, I'm not the one out on the field, the girls are out on the field. So what can each of them do individually to make themselves better, and then as a group be a better team, right? So that's always a way to look at it, is each member of your team in your business, whether it's a virtual assistant or your marketing person or your acquisitions manager, whatever it is, how can you work with them in a positive way to get more out of them, or maybe change their approach so that they are getting better results for themselves, which will of course make them want to be on your team even more because they're being productive and feeling like they're succeeding, right? So it's working with each of those people individually and maybe looking at what their role is in your business and maybe working with them to change their actions and their what they're doing in their role. Okay, and it might even be switching roles, right? Just like it might be moving one player to a different position, right? So then you got to look at your team as a whole. How are they gelling, right? So as a team on the field, how is our defense working together? And is it a warm, growing, happy team? Are they all loving being together? Are they all getting along and working well together? Are they communicating on the field? Are they cheering each other on? Or are they not focused, or are they not like each other, or are they not happy on the team, right? And it's the same thing in your own business. Are your team members, whatever they are, do they communicate? Maybe it's a communication problem, right? Maybe they aren't happy where they are. Maybe they need to be off your team. Maybe you need to find someone else to be on their team that's a better fit personality wise, or their approach, or maybe they share someone that shares your vision, and maybe the ones that you have on your team don't share your vision. Of course, with minor sports, you can't really kick girls off, and I wouldn't want to kick them off our team. But in business, you can, right? You can replace people if it's just not a fit. So there's that as well. And then it's also systems, right? So with sports, maybe it's the type of plays you're running. Maybe it's the type of drills that you're practicing. You're not practicing the right situations in drills. Maybe you're not, maybe you don't know what skills need to be worked on in order to get the results and get wins. Whereas in your business, maybe it's time to try tweaking some of your techniques or tweaking your systems. So maybe getting better technology implemented into your team. So that could be more automation. It could be different marketing. Maybe if you're doing, cold calling, maybe you need to start trying direct mail, or maybe implementing multiple marketing strategies. Maybe you need to change your marketing as far as what you're saying to your potential leads and potential clients and customers. So looking at the system as well as your team, and just how all of that integrates, and making small tweaks and seeing how the results change as you make those tweaks. I don't think it's a good idea to tweak everything at once and blow up the whole thing and start over necessarily, but making small changes and then seeing how the results change is a positive way to move forward and get to where you want to be. And then also communicating clearly. Again, communication is key with everyone in your team, including yourself, and communicating what your goals are to your team, where you expect your business to be as far as, key indicators, the numbers you want them to hit, but also communicating to yourself what your goals are and staying clear on what your focus needs to be on as your role in the business. Okay, so just food for thought. We're going to keep trying to get our first W and get back on the field and see what we can do as a team, and me individually and each individual player to try and do their best. And I hope you'll do the same in your business. And maybe this analogy, guys especially, but lots of people like sports analogies, and I always tell people, if you can explain it to me in terms of baseball, I'll probably understand it. So if you're like me, I hope the baseball or softball analogy helped you maybe overcome some of the issues you might be facing, or find a way to deal with them in your own real estate investing business. I'm Ewing. We'll talk to you later.